Hello everyone, today we're gonna solve the add to numbers question. It is a linked list question to simulate how we add two numbers together. So let's see how we add two numbers together at the first place. So if we have the number 3, 4, 2, and 4, 6, 5, we're gonna add them up together, and we have 7, 0, and this one is 7, and with 1 from the previous one we have 8 right here. And then instead of doing with the number, now we have to deal with the linked list. With each of a node would be a number, a digits from 0 to 9. And basically we have to add them up and return the final linked list right here. So what we're gonna do is that we will start from the beginning of the linked list and to the end of the linked list, and we just add two numbers up together, and step by step until we reach the end of the linked list. But let's see the third example. If we have 99, 9, add with 99, we will have this one is 8, and we will have 1 right here. And this one is 9 plus 9 plus with 1 would be equal to 9. And we have 1 right here. And we add 9 and 1 together, we have 0 and 1. So basically, if we have a remainder, we need to add a new node. And this node gonna be number 1. So to make it easier, we should have the first linked list have the longer length to compare with the second one, so that we can add it up more easier, and it would be more convenient for us to use a for loop. So how can we do that? So I think we can just we can just clear all of them. Yeah, that's fine. So first of all, we need to make sure that we have the first length is greater than the second length. So let me get the length of them first. If I get the length of the list one is less than the length of the list two, which means that we need to swap those two lists together. So basically, we can just swap two heads together. Yeah, this one is to make sure that we have the length of the list one is greater or equal than the length of the list two. And the step two would be sum them up. And we should remember the last element in case we have the remainder. So how can we do that? First of all, we're gonna have the list, the head of the two nodes, and then we can look through n step. With n is the length of the list one, because we already know that list one is longer than list two, right? So right now I'm gonna get the length of the list two, and then we're gonna loop through n step, and we calculate the sum of two digits together. So we have the sum digits would be equal to L1 value plus with the remainder. We haven't have the remainder right here, so we have the remainder will be equal to 0. And in case we have remainder, we want to add them right here. So if we have the L2, which means that we still have the value in the list 2, so we will ask them with the current sum digit, right? And then we're gonna assign the value of L1, right? L1 now should be equal to sum digit. Oops. Mod 410, right? And then we're gonna assign the remainder of the next iteration would be equal to sum divided by 10. If we have more than 10 or more than 10, we're gonna have the remainder would be equal to 1. And then if we reach the end of the list and we still have the remainder, we need to add the next node of the list one would be equal to 1, right? So which means that we have to have a new node, and then we move to the next node for L1 for list 1, and we do the same for list 2. But we should notice that list 2 will have maybe have less element than list 1, so it's going to be a case where we reach to the end of the list 2. So right here we need to consider if list 2 is not a null pointer, which means that we haven't reached the end of the list 2. And then finally we return the head of L1. But right now L1 already reached to the end of the list, so we need to use attempt, or we can just use a head to store the head of the lead one, and finally we return head right here, right? And the time complexity obviously would be O(n), and the space complexity would be constant because we don't give any additional array. And the topic for this problem is linked list, and yeah, just linked list for this problem. Let's see how it goes. Okay, we haven't have the getLength function. GetLength for a list node, the current node, and we're gonna have the length equal to 0. I have done this function, I think, a lot of time in the inverse binary. No, in the reverse linked list and the palindrome linked list, and a lot of other linked list question before. You can check it out below. Yeah, right now we have y current different with null pointer. We have current would be equal to current dot next, and we increase the length, and finally we return the length of the linked list. Awesome. Let's see how it goes. Remainder right here. Remainder. Oh, we have some digit. Oops. Okay, let's see what we have. We have 8, 4, 3. Let's see. I think this one should be in the loop. Yep, perfect. Perfect. Let's see how it goes. Perfect. And that's all for this question. Hope it helps you guys.